A Texas judge has handed down a ruling in a custody battle involving a 7-year-old child born biologically male. The father is trying to prevent the gender transition of his son, James Younger. But the mother says James is transgender and identifies as a girl called Luna. Both parents will remain as joint decision makers over the child following Thursday's ruling. Now, according to his mother, James has seen himself as a girl since he was very young and prefers to wear dresses. The mother insists on gender transition through hormone treatment as he allegedly suffers from a disorder called gender dysphoria. After the couple divorced, the father lost paternal control over the child's psychological treatment. He later found that James had been going to a gender-affirming care program. Well, the latest ruling now means that James's father has equal rights with his ex-wife to decide the child's future. We spoke to him earlier in the year when he laid out his fears.
He said, "Mommy tells me I'm a girl." And I would ask him, do you look like a girl? And he'd say, "No, but Mommy tells me I'm a girl." I just wanted to verify it, and I sent her a text and said, "Are you actually telling James that he's a girl?" And she's just replied simply yes, and then refused to talk to me about it.
Well, the story has, of course, as you might expect, sparked concern from all corners, from whether it's legal at all for a child to undergo gender transition, especially at that age, to how it could influence their mental capabilities.
First of all, you have children specifically under the age of 12, and this is an actual legal issue. Most U.S. courts don't even consider opinions of children under the age of 12 because they are so impressionable, especially by parents who clearly are antagonistic against each other. They want their parents to love them. They're confused about what's going on. In general, custody issues alone are psychologically harmful for a child, much less when you throw something like this into it. I think it's far more important that we look about the custody matters, the hatred or the antagonism the parents against each other than we do about how this child has chosen to react with those and trying to please both parents in the middle of this. So we have to get professionals involved.
The child should have agency in making their own decision. Fluidity in gender and sexuality is actually a thing since a very early age, and I agree, professionals should be side by side with Luna or James and should help and support and guide through this process. The trauma that a media circus and a legal battle over custody can cause at such an early age is considerable, especially when deciding over your own sexual and gender identity. I think I am obviously concerned about this. I am queer. I am also a child of divorced parents, and I would have really hated to find myself in such a situation while I'm trying to figure out who I am.
How much of this gender dysphoria happened before the custody proceedings began, before the divorce began, and how much has started afterwards, now that the parents are heavily against each other and trying to harm one another? Because I think there are elements of that do go into these cases. As much as we want to believe that the parents love the child, sometimes, unfortunately, there are people who let their hatred of the other parent affect the child negatively, and that's what needs to be looked at for both parents in this case.
Clearly, what is happening here is not somebody forcing a child or a minor to do something that they don't want to do. What is happening here is, in my opinion, somebody wanting to fight by all means on the gender expression and performance of a child who, at that early age, all they need is love from both parents. So I think there is no point in continuing to traumatize this child by bringing this to a place that it shouldn't be publicized and exposed in this way.
When it comes to things like trauma, how many children have been absolutely traumatized, have suffered from PTSD because of contentious custody battles, which the courts and the legal system refuse to allow? We have guardians throughout the United States, guardians ad litem for children that are not doing their job because they don't care about the best interest. It's all about money, or it's all about hurting one parent or the other.